Hey everybody, welcome back to the Caves Cast podcast. Jeremy.
And I'm Ryan.
There is a little bit of news this week, not a whole lot. DC is starting, or has announced their newest event, DC KO.
I saw that. Yeah.
It's a five-issue Superman-centered event from Snyder, Williamson, and Javi Fernandez. It will feature a 36 hero knockout tournament across the universe, transforming Earth into a battle arena. It says heroes compete to generate enough Omega energy to challenge Darkseid and crown a new King Omega.
Oh,
Major tie-ins include Justice League The Omega Act, Titans, Superman, Justice League Unlimited, and The Flash. So,
oh wow.
should be interesting.
So I imagine this is also going to be an absolute crossover then if we're dealing with
I
Omega
would
Energy
I would
and
see maybe at some point we'll see them see the absolute universe in this. You know what I mean? Um, but Cy Spurrier is so this kind of leads into the next bit of news. Cy Spurrier's last issue of The Flash is issue 25.
mm.
He's ending his run at 25, so this Black Bad Moon Rising arc is
Yeah, I saw his post about it where he was like, "This was my choice to end it
yeah, he's done
here."
at 25. Which is fine. I can't say I've been the biggest fan of this run. I mean, it has cool moments, I guess, but at the end of the day, it's just not been for me that much.
Right.
But that being said, going back to this DCKO stuff, Flash 26 is being written by Mark Waid
Okay, I'm gonna have to start getting. I'm gonna get
and
Flash again.
and and Christopher Cantwell.
Okay.
So if this is like Wade doing an arc, so okay, so for this says it says Flash number 26, written by Wade and Cantwell with art by Vasco Georgiev. I think that's the guy who's doing it right now.
Okay.
Um, this issue features a race through time between heroes Wally West and Impulse, and it's noteworthy because it features the return of longtime author Wade to one of the heroes that helped launch his career.
That sounds amazing. That sounds
But
like
basically the gist of it is Impulse is like he sees the potential in resetting the timeline. Like he sees like that there's a lot of like good that could be done with it, and Wally's like you can't. The basic impulse point is what it's called.
I mean, that makes sense. That sounds like something Impulse would say and want to do, and
Yeah,
Ollie saying not to do that. It's pretty
I
on
mean, yeah, like quite literally.
brand. Awesome.
Yeah, it
Sounds
says
great. I can't wait. Sounds great. I can't wait to be getting Flash in my pool again.
yeah, dude, it's gonna be sick. I'm so excited.
Yeah. Wade, you can't go wrong with Wade.
Let's go. I'm hoping it's like 6 issues of waiting Cantwell, and then if it's good enough, they'll pass it on to Cantwell. Because I would whatever, man. Just anything different. Because I
Okay.
enjoyed Cantwell's Challenges of the Unknown. Thought that was good.
I like that too, and I liked his Namor. His Namor was really good too. So,
Oh yeah, people like Namor.
mhm.
So yeah, that was pretty much the gist of the news. I mean, solicitations I think come out this week,
No.
maybe tomorrow.
Mhm.
Tomorrow or Friday, I think solicitations come out. Either way, let's
I've
dive
been
right
getting my
in.
poll on Saturdays now, so that's when I go in. I go on Saturday.
Got you.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm just in when I can at the moment.
Yeah, I feel you.
Um, let's get into the books.
Yes, sir.
We want to go with first. Want to do Dark Patterns?
Yeah, man, this was awesome.
I
I
really
mean,
like
another
this.
banger issue, dude. Like the fact that we're two-thirds done with this,
Yeah,
crazy.
really,
This is
really good book.
really good stuff, dude.
I like how these first few pages just highlight Batman's like it's like he's staking out the rookery looking for the Red Hood gang.
Yeah,
And he's getting front pages of The Den, which is a newspaper in Gotham. And like these first few pages are like you see the article, and then he's like hunting somebody down trying to get information. Then you see another one, he's like beat some people up. Then you
yeah.
see the third one, and he's like kind of taking notice, and he's like, great. So then this doctor guy
Mhm.
that we've been seeing since the beginning, he's like been
Right.
one of the connecting like characters throughout it all. He's acting awfully suspicious, and I think everybody's starting to notice.
Yeah. I mean, we've noticed it since like the beginning.
Pretty early on, yeah. Like, but it's not like Batman's starting to grow increasingly frustrated with things. There's no evidence is coming up, and he's telling him to keep Sky, like to basically keep combing the body until something does come up.
Yeah. It's
So he's
basically driving Batman mad. Like it's
yeah,
driving him crazy.
yeah. And so this the guy that's been writing about Batman, it basically informs him like, hey, like the doctor that you're working with may not be like as clean as you think he is. Uh but yeah, it's this is I don't know. This issue's a little bit slower because it's really about him just kind of like this descent into madness in the Rookery because he's not familiar with it. It's a place that kind of has its own, like every other place he's been to in this series, it has its own rules within Gotham.
Right. It's a giant building with its own rules.
Exactly. And then I thought it was really interesting because he's chasing these two young people and then he finally gets like to this point where he finds a dug up grave,
Yeah.
and he digs it up and there's nothing in it and then he gets shot. But he's able to pinpoint the shooter like pretty quickly.
Hmm.
Then he goes up there and it's like an old guy. And it's the guy that used to run the Red Mask or the Red Hood gang, I believe, right?
Right.
And so he's basically telling him like basically like drop it, like it's not worth it. Leave us alone.
Right.
What are your thoughts on this guy? Because it seems like he's had like a pretty storied history in Gotham, but is there a lot of like history with these guys in particular?
I mean, I imagine they're going to be somewhat to do with the Red Hood game. I imagine. Like,
That's what I mean. Like, are you like too familiar with like, is there a lot of stuff about the Red Hood gang like in like from what you've read?
not really, no. The only people who ever really messed with that, besides like Alan Moore, was like Scott Snyder and
Hmm.
whoever else. Like, barely anybody really touched that whole Red Hood gang thing, after
Okay.
Alan Moore did that. Because I don't think anybody really cared about the Red Hood gang after Joker wasn't part of it, and after we had like Jason Todd. So nobody
That's
really
fair.
cared. Nobody really cared to.
That's fair. I mean, I guess one way to do it is if you're going to use them at all, make them like a long storied his like make them have like a long history in Gotham and have it be like an older.
I don't think so because I think this is like an old guy, and this is like I think like second or third year Batman.
That's what I mean. Like, do you think this is the same Red Hood gang that Joker and Jason were a part of later on, or do you think this is something independent that maybe they drew like inspiration from?
Could be. I don't think so because I mean the kids are literally wearing red hoods in the final splash page.
That's fair.
Yeah, so
That's
I think that, they're wearing red hoods. So I think that there's gonna be some weird, creepy, weird like this is giving me like Batman the Cult vibes where it's like Batman messed up, he got captured,
hmm
and he's got captured by some weird, really weird people. And
Yeah, I
we're
mean, they've got one issue to pull it together, and then we got the final case. So, I mean, this whole book's been really good. So I
yeah,
have no
I'm
worries that
even
they're going to
thinking
nail
about
it,
buying this in like a trade when it comes out because to
dude.
have
You
this
know what?
like
I would,
have this collected in like a big 12 issue trade would be
or
this
like,
worth.
better yet, like collect these as four different like hardcover
Oh, that would be
as
cool.
cases.
That would be cool. Yeah, that would be dope.
That would
If
be sick.
DC's smart, and they will do that probably.
If anybody at DC is listening, use that
Yeah.
idea, bro, because like I would buy it.
Yeah. And they're
100%.
like in different cases. Like,
Yes, as I'm saying, dude, like case one, case two, case three, case
that'd be
four, like
dope.
all it.
Yeah, that's
But then
sick.
you have them like the box set you could get. Oh, dude.
That'd be dope. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If deceased can get it. I mean,
That's what I'm saying. Like, dude, and like, each of these is gonna be like 60 pages each. That like they're basically the size of those hardcover One Bad Days.
yeah,
So make four of them, slide them in a. Dude, it prints money
yeah. And I would buy the hell out of it. I would.
straight up.
Yeah. You want to talk about Absolute Superman?
Yeah. I didn't really care too much for this issue, to be
Me
quite honest
neither.
with
I'm
you.
gonna be real with you. I feel like it's kind of
I don't
spinning,
really feel
spinning,
like
spinning wheels at this point a little bit.
yeah. I mean, okay. So the stuff with the mother box or father box, whatever it is, with them healing Kal-El,
Yeah.
cool. I think that's cool because it kind of gives him like a direct connection to the maybe dark side and some of the Omega energy, and maybe that's why Soul's like, I don't like this. because in this universe, these boxes would, I would think, would probably be powered by some kind of like darker energy
Hmm.
because it's Darkseid that runs this show, you know?
Right.
Um, so I can't imagine that the energy coming out of a mother or father box is going to be the purest light. It's going to bring, you know what I mean? So it might have some side effects to what it did to Superman, even though it recharged him. So I think that's interesting. That part I think is cool. But this shit with Lois and Vandal Savage,
You mean
ah,
rage? Dude, it looks.
that's the
I said the
second
same
time
thing.
I've done that, dude. I did
It's
that
just,
last
dude. He
time.
looks just like Vandal Savage. He looks
This,
exactly. He doesn't
yeah,
look like Ra's al Ghul. He looks like freaking Vandal
Lois
Savage.
and Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah.
I just don't care about him, dude.
Neither do I.
Like
I.
he,
I'm interested in like like you're gonna get my son. It's like okay, what is this? Are you
like
what?
he's not even your son.
Yeah, I don't. I think it's gonna be one of those things where he's calling him his son because like he wants him to be the successor, just like how it was
I
with
mean,
Batman.
yes, I that I get, but I'm just like,
That's
dude,
probably what it
like
is.
give it a rest, bro.
Yeah.
And then it's just more fighting with the peacemakers. Um, he's kind of like losing a. He has a vision, it seems like,
Hmm.
of this planet on fire, like burning, people dying. He's fighting the peacemakers, like I said. Omega Men jump in, yada yada yada. It seems like it's more of the same stuff. Like fight
Yeah.
peacemakers, Omega Men jump in, have a little fight, have a little hissy fit. Everybody leaves. Somebody gets hurt or dies or is captured or some shit.
Yeah. Superman
Um,
hesitated.
yeah, so it's like one step forward, two steps back kind of situation, I feel like with this book. And then I mean, okay, the other interesting point I think is the very end.
Yeah.
Is Jimmy got captured, but to Lois, that's the one that's interrogating him. So it'll be interesting to see how like they've worked together already. Lois clearly has ulterior motives. She's not just working for Lazarus. I think there's probably a chance for her to be like out here soon.
Yeah.
Um, that's the case. I'll be interested to see what they got going on. This book is just kind of just dragging for me, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. I think a lot of the subplots are dragging. Like this whole thing with Lois, I don't really care for. I mean, it's cool.
Yeah,
He's with like Jimmy. Cool, but it's like I also feel like, there's just been like Cal's hardly in this, but like series it feels.
yeah,
It feels like, like it's been 9 issues of like building up and then the story though was actually just slow. And it's like,
yeah. I was more interested in like the Krypton stuff, but that's over.
yeah, same,
So
same.
whatever, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel bad because there's like a lot in these fight scenes. Like the art is really good,
Oh yeah.
but like I just feel like other than it like looking cool and then like basically, yeah. I mean, there is this whole stance of like the Primus of the Omega Man is like willing to kill them, and he's like, no, don't kill them. So they're like it upholds those values for Superman, but it's also like let's show really cool fight scenes for a long time. I guess it's like the Peacemakers I just don't give a shit about, I guess.
And it's getting to a point where like I'm sick of Soul being like the C3PO. That's
Well,
just
he
like
like told him to shut up in this issue and he listened. So I guess that was cool.
yeah, but it's just more like, it's just more of like the nagging and like it's I feel like we've like Soul has done the same three things like in nine
The whole
issues.
time?
Yeah, like
No, I totally agree with
so
you.
what I'm really hoping for is that they do something with Soul and that he becomes like this absolute version of the Eradicator. That would
Oh,
be
he's
cool.
so sick,
And
like the
that would be
suit.
dope. Yeah, that would be dope. That's what I hope for. Jason Aaron, please take it. You can have that. Go run with it. That'd be fun.
That would
Because
be
I think that would
sick.
be dope. I think that would be dope.
Yeah, I mean that's honestly all I have for Superman because
Same.
there wasn't a whole lot for me.
I mean, this is a second issue of this arc, this new arc. So it's like,
That's fair.
the
I'll
second
take
or
that.
third issues usually,
We'll see how it goes. You know what I mean? We'll
yeah.
see. If the next few issues nail it, then I'll eat my words. But it was just it was
Yeah,
better.
I agree.
All right.
All right, man. You gotta talk to me about this, bro. How dope was this?
This is crazy, dude. Okay, so
Yeah.
okay, so the last issue ended in a pretty big reveal because it was
Yes.
all about like Eliza and her stuff going on. Um, but there are all of these. Oh goodness, hold on. Oh, there are all these big moves starting to be made by all the characters, right? Like in the last couple issues, we found out that Etienne is pulling the strings with a lot of things. He's making Eliza believe that God is real. He has his voice in her head. He's kind of working towards Valentina's literal better angels to keep, her on his side because they've been friends for so long.
Right.
But I I just and I think I said this in the beginning, like yes, he's the most ethical of everybody and the most like I guess morally standing one. But I have a feeling he's about to crash out and it's not going to be good. I feel like he's like, what I mean? Like, and
I think he's only cool with being that under his own circumstances, and
I
he wants
was
like
just going to
and
say,
he wants
like,
to have like all the cards to himself.
exactly. Like, it's very much going to be like one of those things where he's just like, at this point, I don't care. And it's like, this is what benefits me.
Right. And then
I,
once you start going down that slope, how far do you go? Like,
right. Yeah. So it's not looking good, I don't think. I think, and then like, you
well, I
kind of
mean,
have to go
literally,
back
the
like a
last
couple of
page of
issues.
this is not looking good.
Yeah. Like, you have to go back a couple of issues because you've got like all of this is starting to build in the background when they're trying to tell the story of the second summer of love with like the queen and her trying to destroy the world and like in reality. So, but you have him explaining that, you know, it's complicated because I feel like there are some things that are still kind of vague with his like overall plan. Um, because he knows about Heavy's son. He knows about all of these things that he shouldn't. And like you said a few minutes ago, it's about like literally by him having all the cards and him knowing when to play them because nobody knows that he has them.
Right.
So like and then you have the situation like where he's got Masumi under lock and key
So
with
is he really being ethical, or is he just hiding under the guise of ethical?
that's exactly it. Like I think he's so committed to this bid that even he believes that he's probably ethical, even though that the writing on the wall says he's not, and everybody that
Right.
knows him knows that he isn't.
Right.
But like all of the seeds that he's been planting all of these seeds from the jump. Like he planted Tanya in the beginning with Heavy, and then he planted like a little thing in her head so when she sleeps, she'd get up and report back to him, and she didn't even know it.
Right.
And then she reported that he has a son. He's pulling the strings on Eliza. Really the only person that can contest him at this point. I mean, he's got Heavy under lock because he's been killing all these people for Heavy. Every time he acts out and lashes out and attacks a government
Mhm.
official or somebody, the only person that's really at odds with him is Magus. So, and that's kind of where it leads into like issues, at least 9 and 10, because 9 is kind of like the aftermath. Like we finished the second summer of love in 8, but then in 9 it was kind of like the winding down point from that where the we go through that history of things. We learn like kind of like all of this a little bit. It's a lot. Well, I don't want to say a little bit. It was a lot. We learned a lot like
Mm.
about the how messed up the relationships between all of these characters are.
Yeah.
Like you learn that Eliza was once like one of the people in Magus's pyramid, but she gained she figured out the secret to so basically sacrifice like selling her soul for this power. But then yeah, we're speedballing towards like all of these dudes basically ending the world.
Yeah. Pretty much. Like,
Um, so there's a reveal at the end of last issue. Um, so Eliza goes to the pyramid and Jackie Magus locks it. So it's like a secret conversation. Etienne can't like listen in on it because the pyramid is like, proof. It's Etienne proof, essentially. Um, so up until this point, I don't think none of us have seen Jackie Magus's actual face.
right.
And in the last few pages of this issue, Sorry, I was mistaken. It's not the pyramid that's Etienne proof. It's the masks. And
Yeah.
it's revealed that Jackie Magnus is in fact not Jackie Magnus. It is Eliza's husband who,
That's what I'm saying. Right when I think I'm getting a hold on everything, it's like, whoop.
right, like, and it's so funny because like when we're like now that we're talking about it, like there are so many things that I'm like trying to like keep account of that have
Yeah.
happened.
There's so much that happened in these 10 issues already.
Yeah, so like with him being her husband, like, and it's revealed in this issue like why that like how that happens.
Hmm.
So like because the pyramid goes to hell, and this is all, excuse me, um, this is after they meet this being called where is it? He, she. So it's basically millions of sentience merge into one being of pure information. It was sent from another planet, it seemed,
Hmm.
and it found its way to Earth. And so Jackie Magus had like made contact with it, and this story with he she is being told alongside like um the pyramid going down to hell and trying to, close this rift that was being opened, also alongside with present day of Eliza and her husband. And it all kind of like meshes like together pretty well because you have this big world ending event you in your traditional superhero sense, you know what I mean? Because you still like this still kind of has like the X-Men vibe to it, and these characters are are superpowers. So they have abilities, they are extraordinary beings. So you still have that like superhero aspect to it with another big world-ending event and this being that's come to claim like millions of lives and host to all their bodies. You have that aspect, but then you've got like the really create like where the creator own aspect of it shines, you know what I mean? Like where you don't have to just stick to the wow pow and you have because I feel with X-Men it's very you have to stick to like there's the guardrails that you have to stay in,
Right. Pretty
where
much.
it's like this, like you're really free to do whatever you want because there is no you don't have to adhere to a like there's not a lot of characterization with these guys, so we don't really know what to expect. Like and at every turn they're like subverting our expectation of who we think they are anyway.
Right.
So like this is kind of just like open ground for them to just do whatever they want in. So it's really cool to see like your traditional superhero like I keep saying like your world-ending event for superhero stuff, but also you have the really mature and like layered storytelling that I don't think you see
Hmm.
in X-Men. But like I just keep comparing X-Men because that's what this book is compared to, and he said that, and Gillen has
Right.
said
And I
that.
mean, he just was writing it. So,
Right, literally.
yeah.
So like I don't know, man. It's really cool. And it's like you have this discussion with Jackie, and he's like, they're constantly like, they're trying to get out and close the rift, but they're sacrificing like literally thousands of people per second to do all this.
Hmm.
And they're running out of time. So they kind of have one last move to make. And Jackie makes a switch with Eliza's husband. And he basically says, like, here, you got to like take everything and move on, and you got to do it. But also, he learns that basically her husband is the reason why she made the sacrifice because he essentially told her that
Hmm.
that's what you could do, and he was kind of like the final piece. And Jackie basically was like, you're an idiot, but like, hey, like somebody's gonna stop her, the queen, the queen. And it's unfortunate now it's your lady, but also, hey, you now have to take on
Yeah.
everything else too. So I don't know, like I don't want to say that I don't like this reveal that it's her husband, But I also feel like now I feel like I do have to go back and read certain things.
Yeah, I'm
Like
sure.
I'm gonna have to look at I'm gonna have to go back and read and basically pay attention to Magus's dialogue in present time and after the time was it 89? After that point when they make the
Yeah.
switch.
I've noticed that with this series, like when basically when this arc is over, I'm gonna read them all back to back to back to back.
Yeah,
You know, like with this, I there's so much that you miss like month to month that if you're not the ball's not rolling, you're gonna miss so much. You're gonna be like, wait, I'm lost. I'm lost.
right.
So it's like, for me, I'm actually gonna read them all over again in order.
Yeah, as soon as this is done, I'm gonna read it again for sure.
Hmm.
Um, and it's crazy because I feel like we've been talking about this for a minute and there's a lot that we've talked about, but this isn't even like there's still more of this issue. Like Etienne is already planning this big meeting and he does it like out of nowhere because he's scared and he's like, so I think he's starting to realize that people are like making moves against him.
Yeah.
But he reaches out to Heavy and he's like, hey man, we're doing a meeting. And he's like, all seven of us. And then Heavy's like, shit, man, like you knew. So
Hmm.
then he spills the beans that he basically planted Tanya, but she didn't know. And so yeah, the whole time it was just Etienne basically making an educated guess that Heavy would take the bait because she was cute, and he did. So he put the plant in Tanya just so he can get that info out of him.
Right.
So it's just another like unethical move in the list of unethical ethical moves that the most ethical man on earth has made.
Right.
So and now I'm not even so much worried. Like in the beginning when we talked about this, I kept saying like, what happens when he's faced with two unethical choices? Like he's faced with them all the time, and he always chooses the unethical choice, it seems like. So it's like you said, it's just he's under this guise that he's making the better choice for humanity when it's really just the better choice for him.
Right.
So he's such a bastard, but I like him as a character. I think he's interesting.
Yeah, for sure. And it's
Um,
just crazy.
yeah, he just pisses Heavy off, man.
Yeah.
I love this. So they're getting ready to prepare the meeting, and you know, I guess we can still call him Magus because that's kind of the who he is, you know. So Magus is still I also can't remember a dude's name off the top of my head right now. He's talking to the general of the military and kind of, you know, I would assume going over business because now that they have this military contract, things are going to happen. And this is kind of the big wild card, I think, because what is this like? What does this play for? Like clearly there's influence and power in the government and working in weapons and manufacturing all that stuff, but it's like is that what's gonna ooh is it access to all of the people in the military and the ability to use them as like you know what I mean like as fuel because like he had to expend all those souls and all those people in hell to get out and to do certain things
Mhm.
and to cast magic. Oh
That would be crazy.
no. I didn't even think about that until right now. Do you think he's gonna try and get like full access to the military and start like just sacrifice all of this, all of these people?
Wouldn't surprise me, dude, at this point, because
Oh,
I think that whole ethical thing is going to go out the window. I think he's going to
it already
realize,
has, dude. I don't
yeah,
think it was ever there to begin with.
I think it's going to get to a point where he's like, yeah, this guy's isn't working anymore, so I can just do away with that.
That's not good, dude.
No, no, it's going to be crazy chess games.
Yeah, and yeah,
Gonna be
exactly.
crazy chess games.
And then there's this last page, kind of stinger, where Magus and Eliza are just having a soft tender moment, and then she says, "In 3 days, we kill Etienne."
Good luck.
So they are. I'm assuming 3 days will be the meeting. You know what I mean?
Right.
So how many issues of this book is left?
Yeah. If he even dies, this could just further, it could just make this worse and they fail,
Right.
for all we know.
I'm trying to see if there's any news on like when it might be ending.
not sure. I think didn't he say something like 25?
I would hope so, dude, because that's what typically his series have been like 20 to 30 issues.
Hmm.
Issue 11 comes out in August, but the
Or are they taking a
solicitation for
break?
the solicitation for it's quite interesting. It says, "We said this is a comic where fighting was the lose state. We've kept this. That means like them coming into conflict with each other, right?"
Yeah.
He said, the solicitation says, "We've kept that promise. We didn't say anything about murder."
Oh,
What
so one shotting people basically just
does that mean, I wonder?
someone's dying.
Really? Oh, Dev was his name. The guy that took over for Jackie Magus.
Mm.
Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of Power Fantasy. It's a really dense, complicated book, but I love it, and I think there's a lot to appreciate about it because there's not a lot of books out there like it right now.
Oh yeah, for sure. This is
The
the
art is really
superhero
unique.
book I've ever read.
Yeah, Casper Wyningard is a really unique artist.
Yeah, love
There's a
it.
lot of he's so good. Um, but yeah, I feel like I've said this every single time we've talked about this book, but if you're not reading it, you should just go and pick up the first volume. It's out now.
Hmm.
Uh, Second volume will be coming out probably by the end of the year, and then you're caught up. So there's no reason to not get it. So just anybody listening, go get that shit. All
Yeah.
right, this is the last thing. Are you ready? Superman, dude.
Yeah. I was actually gonna say I got this, and it was so cool because I read this before I went to the movie.
Oh, yeah, huh?
Yeah, I did, and it was
That's
really
sweet.
cool. What's really cool about this is I don't know if you've kept up with like Dan Jurgens, what he's been doing with Superman lately. Like
No, I haven't.
he's been kind of doing like this like Lois and Clark thing where like
Hmm.
John's a kid still, like John's still a
Mhm.
kid. It's like takes place then and it's stories then.
Mhm.
And he has like two like they came out with like two like mini trades
Yeah,
of
because they were backups for a while.
yeah, they were backups. And this is pretty much like I want to say the continuation or ending of that whole
Oh,
saga.
nice.
So this is what that is, and it's super cool. I mean, Bruno Redondo just kills it, you know. It's nothing too crazy happens, you know. It's a Hank Henshaw, so it's pretty cool that it's like Dan Jurgens bringing Hank Henshaw in and
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know. So it feels like a culmination, really, of like everything Dan Jurgens has done for
Yeah,
Superman, and it's pretty cool because Redondo's art is just stellar,
right.
and you know, it's I can't think of a better artist to have in these like giant pages, you know, where
Yeah, dude. I saw the preview pages. I was like, damn, this is really nice.
it is. It's super cool. And like I said, you know, Jurgens does like even though this is a flashback book, the flashbacks in this are all done by Jurgens. So so that's pretty cool because it kind of just gives you that I don't know, as somebody for me who's like a big 90s Superman fan, I felt like, you know, anything Jurgens does, I'm just like I gotta get it, you know. I even want to get like the whole rebirth era of
Mhm.
Superman because I think Jurgens did some of it.
I
Or
think
was it action? I think it was action he did.
maybe it was action, yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, that Treasury Edition's awesome. I mean, unless, you know, for diehard Superman fans, obviously.
Yeah, I heard it was really good though. I'll see if I
Mhm.
can get my hands on a copy of it.
Yeah, it's huge. It's a long I sat there for like maybe like an hour reading it, you know. It's like
Nice.
so it was a big, you know, but it was cool. It was great. And then we went and saw Superman, and I loved it. Loved
Dude,
it.
oh my God.
Loved it.
Oh, it's so good. It's
Loved it.
incredible.
Yeah,
All right.
I agree.
Favorite. Okay, so spoilers. for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
spoiler alert. We're probably gonna have a spoiler cast here and just kind
Yeah,
of
no, it's
geek
100%
out,
spoiler.
geek out about the spoilers. So if you haven't
100%,
seen
100% spoilers. I saw it twice, so let's talk about it. Favorite part of the movie.
it, favorite part of the movie.
What's your favorite part of the movie? Like scene, sequence, moment, dialogue, character introduction, it doesn't matter.
Man, there's so many good character moments in this. I honestly though, I I don't see many people talking about it, but they're like dude as Lex, like the moments of him where like you see like the psychosis of like Lex come out, like where it's like a
Yeah.
sick obsession. You could like see it in his face, and I'm like, dude, this is comic Lex, like the seething obsession. Like, there's so many parts of that. I thought that was really cool too, where like he's just throwing out button combinations and basically the people in
Well,
these
right, because it
locations. And
just goes to show like how obsessed he's been with Superman and how far he's willing to take like
I like it too that
beating
James
him.
Gunn basically was like, nope, this place has been going for 3 years and we're just gonna drop you in it. We're not,
Yes, I
you
really
know,
like that. Okay, so I really felt like for Clark in this, or sorry, for when he's Superman, it kind of still felt like Superboy vibes. Did you get that? Like I guess maybe a better way to put it, it feels like a
I
transitionary period between like
yeah,
the
I
years
see what
as
you mean, but like
Superboy
not by
into
age, but
Superman.
by experience.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
Yeah.
Because especially like reading like Wade's like Wade, because Wade has that Superboy thing going on right now.
Yeah.
I feel like the characterization is pretty similar, but it's like he's older, he's established like Superman we know, but it's like almost like a year one, but it's 3 years in kind of a deal.
Yeah.
But again, it's also James Gunn has said that this is Superman that will lose and a Superman that is like vulnerable, you know?
Right. Because he didn't want to just make the Superman of the comics where it's like,
Oh, like just OP from the jump. Yeah,
yeah,
I get
like,
that.
yeah, no, I get it. I get that. And that's fine.
But dude, I that sequence where where it's him and his dad talking on the
Oh,
porch,
yeah, that was, yeah.
and then it's immediately followed by the kids raising up the flag. I was like freaking out in the theater. I
Dude,
was like,
yeah.
oh,
Yeah,
this is
man.
so good.
I felt like that moment in particular, like that, for, like that kid, for right
Yes,
now with what's happening with the world right now, where it's like, there are kids in that situation that do need hope. And it's like that's
right.
right now, and
And I think it's interesting because like there's a whole plot of his it's revealed his parents sent him there to kind of subjugate Earth.
right. That was like the biggest twist of it all because I kind of thought like when that happened and they said that I was like, "Oh, so they just made it up?" And then it never got cleared up. So I was like,
Well, I
"Wait,
mean, it was like it kind of felt like a throwaway line, but Terrific was even like, yeah, man, it's legit. Like the people that have said it's legit, like I trust them, so it's legit.
yeah. Yeah."
So like I
It
guess
was
it's
torn
like
like towards the end they said something like they tried to do it with the scam or something like that and I was like, "Oh, so that was a scam." No.
I see like I don't I think it's legit, but I also think about it this way. It poses an interesting like dynamic with Zod in the future because if they do Zod and he comes to Earth, he's like
It's going to be Conquest.
I mean basically essentially yeah
Yeah, it's
because
gonna
he's gonna be like did you prepare the planet like your parents asked you to or
yeah.
have you subjugated it for us
Yeah.
and if you like what are you doing exactly it's literally gonna be a conquest and that'll be a cool fight right there I
Well,
think
not even that. Like, it makes me wonder. Then does
an
like
interesting
does it? It makes me wonder. Then does Kara know about this and she just didn't tell
that's also possible.
because she's so traumatized. Obviously, James Gunn says she's a mess, and we know in the comics why she's a mess because she basically saw her home world blow up 3 times by.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and if we're adapting Woman of Tomorrow, it's not impossible to think that that's the case here. And if it is, maybe she hasn't told him, and that's why she's gone all the time getting shit faced on planets with red suns. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it makes me wonder. Because
Rather than dealing with her problems or facing Clark, and especially now, she may not even know that that truth is out to him
right.
because she's been gone. But who knows? I mean, that's like a obviously a conversation for later on down the line.
Yeah. So
after like seeing
that
him at
was like
once.
the only thing I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. I still don't really know how I feel about it.
I don't know.
I get it how it's important to express, like it emphasizes the whole nurture is more important than nature, right? Like but what mom and pop can't instilled into you, it doesn't matter what your blood tells you. It's like it's important because it emphasizes that. But it's like
right.
I don't know. I've
It's
never
like
really
such a
liked
shake
the
up to like
idea.
his parents and his origin there.
I've always just kind of figured that Jor-El, I mean, and the comics have delved into this sometimes, but in my head, like, I always want to think of like Jor-El is like the shining hope for this doomed planet. Like
Mhm.
he is the last thing that like instills
And, and like, and maybe he still is for Krypton. You know what I mean?
because it's like in a lot of ways like in like the silver age and in the golden age, they really went into the whole thing of like, hey, Jor-El's his father and Jor-El's a scientist, so he's going to act like a scientist's son and he's going to do all this stuff. So it's like, to just make like Jor-El like a Viltrumite now is like, like, you know what I
I
mean?
don't
it,
know.
it, it just I don't know.
Here's the thing. For me is I've never felt like Jor-El has really been that important to who Superman is like
Exactly.
right now.
Yeah.
I think
But I mean,
the
let's even
character
go
is
with what
kind of
Bendis did. Let's
outgrown.
see look what Bendis did. I mean, look, he brought Jor-El. He saw how humanity was, and then he was like, "I hate humanity.
Yeah.
Like you shouldn't try to save these people."
Right, exactly. And this movie anyway seems like it's kind of like an homage to a lot of the different eras of Superman. So if that's the case and they're taking, I guess, that stance on it and like you said, I mean, and maybe Jor-El is maybe still was like the hero, like a hero to Krypton and was doing all these things to try and prevent its collapse. But that's, he could have also been very much like researching other planets that could inhabit their people and say, okay, they're similar, but they're weak, they're lazy, they don't do these things. It'll be really easy for us to like claim our top spot.
Right.
And like I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility, especially if you're considering certain modern aspects of Jor-El
Yeah.
for the last 10 years.
Right.
So, I don't know. I Crypto was cool too, man.
Crypto was
I
awesome.
love crypto.
Crypto was great. I loved the whole like I loved that he was such like a bad dog, but you still just had to love him. Like he's
Yeah.
like the worst. Like James
Yeah,
Gunn
I
said, he's
know.
the worst dog in the world. Like,
Oh, dude, I know. And then you find out why at the end, because
yeah,
he's Kara's dog, and he's basically like she gets to shit, she just beats the shit out of her the whole time.
yeah. She's just
Right.
giggling the whole time, but she's probably drunk and she's probably
Yeah, and then
so
she's got her durability, so she's not really feeling it, I'm sure.
right. So,
Um, and all of the other heroes were so cool, dude. Like
oh
Josh was
man, I
cool,
loved Mr. Terrific. I thought Mr. Terrific was fantastic. I loved Guy Gardner. I thought Guy Gardner
so
was
good, dude. Yeah,
yeah.
he
I
was
thought
hilarious.
like that was so Guy. Everything he said was so Guy.
Metamorpho was so good too.
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
Metamorpho
so cool.
was
And
so good.
okay, I like him being how they use kryptonite. Clever.
Yeah.
I loved it. It
I
was
loved
so
it
much
too that
better
it
than
was
them
like,
just
hey,
conveniently
hydrogen, like
finding
he
it.
was he was the one killing Cal and he's the one that strengthened him again.
Yeah,
Like,
and they like made that like artificial sun. Oh,
yeah,
so good, dude.
really cool. And of course, like Superman's a man of his word and he goes and saves his son, brings him right.
Baby Joey.
Yeah, man. It's so cool
Oh.
that like we have somebody like James Gunn who's just going into the obscure
And
corners.
he's just a fan of the universe, so it's nice to see like that shine in
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Like
Like I actually think I'm not gonna sidetrack too far, but I actually think James Gunn is gonna go Grant Morrison-y with Batman. I think he's gonna do it because he said that he loves a Batmite, and of course you're gonna do Batman R.I.P. then.
I mean, hey,
You know?
they did mention that the Justice Gang was fighting interdimensional imp.
Yeah, that was really cool. I saw that.
So
But I was like, if they're really fighting interdimensional, they don't have it covered. They
all
don't.
right, and Superman's just like I looked everywhere for crypto.
Yeah.
Um, I really really like Jimmy. Jimmy was perfect, dude.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah.
So good.
And I love
And
that he's like a
his
ladies killer too. And like
yes, dude. And he's just got like Lex's lady on lock, and she's obsessed with him, and he wants
yeah,
nothing
and
to
that
do
was
with
really
her.
cool too because you think like she's just being like a dumb blonde
And like sexy, but
whole
then she like yeah, all the
but
stuff in the
it was a
background.
part of the plot. She was a big part of the plot in the
Yeah,
end.
yeah. The whole every time she showed up, I was like, "Ah, not this girl again." But
Yeah.
then when it came full circle in the end,
Yeah,
and
it's like,
getting all
oh,
the deeds, I was like, "This is perfect."
yeah, I was like, that's pretty cool,
That
man.
was
Like,
too good. I love
you
that.
know, and like I said, this Lex is just psychotic. This Lex is crazy. I mean, he put his ex-girlfriend
Well,
in the pocket universe.
yeah, multiple ex-girlfriends in the Pocket Universe.
You know, like, dude, this Lex is crazy.
I I like how it's like even the guards are like, this girl's crazy, man. Like, why would you do that? Like sending sexy selfies against Lex Luthor, they're like, you're crazy. Like they're
Yeah.
just like, you can't believe you did this to him. Because he's just so petty. Dude, oh my God.
But what's crazy
The
is they,
monkeys typing,
oh, that was funny too, because
oh,
now
super shit.
that's
Oh,
James Gunn talking to all the Snyder Bros, basically.
I know. I thought that was
And
hilarious.
every time online on Facebook or whatever I see one of those, I've been putting like a monkey in a type like a keyboard
I
emoji.
can't wait till a couple months from now where it's a GIF and you can just
Yeah,
send
it's
it.
gonna be
Oh,
there.
I can't
It'll be
wait.
there. It'll be there. But like,
Oh,
yeah, that
shit.
was great. Like, James Gunn was like pretty aware, pretty much this whole movie of what was going on. And
Oh,
it
yeah.
to me, this felt like Action Comics, the movie. This felt like I wouldn't say like a Superman because like there was so like Action Comics will just have random people jump in, you know.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point.
So it's I loved it because I feel like so much of what's missing in comic book films is like the silliness of the comic books never make it over. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like there's like a silliness and a charm that comes with comic books
Okay.
and the
And
comic book
it's
characters.
with this movie has a really good balance of that because the MCU has a really bad problem of undercutting really serious moments with a joke. This movie did not really do that ever. Like the moment where, or like the sequence where Clark is stuck in prison in the Pocket Universe and Lex has Mali at gunpoint, and it's the second round with the
Yeah.
after he spins the chamber and it fires.
Hmm.
Like they could have easily undercut that with a joke, but nobody did. And the only thing that you see is Clark and Metamorpho crying because of what happened because
Right.
they let somebody die.
Right.
And Lex is like, oh, okay, like even he's like, okay, that was quick. So it feels like it's like a pretty genuine scene, in that regard because it's kind of like there's no joke here. We're kind of I was expecting one a little bit, didn't happen, and it's this whole okay, well I'm gonna find somebody else, and I'm gonna kill them too, and I'm like shit.
Yeah. Lex is
So it was like because you see a lot of him like he kind of is like a crybaby,
yeah.
but then the moments where he does something like devious, you're like, man, he really is like not a good guy.
No. And that what's
So
crazier too is like when he got taken away at the end, they said we're taking him to Belle Reve. And I'm like, ooh.
yeah. All right. Ultraman.
Yeah.
What do you
Okay.
think about Ultraman?
I felt like we got
Does
a
it
black noir situation in this
I was
movie.
just gonna say that. Do you think he did that on purpose to like kind of poke fun at the boys?
Something
One,
like that. It
but
felt like
also
that.
two, set up Bizarro.
Yes, that's what I was about to say. I think something's gonna happen with that black hole, whether it's like takes him to a bizarro world or whether it like starts a crisis event. I think that clone is gonna come back fucked up and as a bizarro. Like he's been trying to learn on his own as he's
Do you think maybe we'll see that like Superman 3?
that would be cool. That would be cool. I would like that. I mean, I just don't know. I don't really like I said, I don't like because
And,
now it's
and I know
okay.
that's like a long shot considering like it seems like that would be so far away. But
Yeah,
also there already is a really large plan for this universe, it seems. So it's not impossible that we'll get, to think that we'll get there.
and it seems like James Gunn to do Bizarro. So it totally does. I could totally see him making a dumb, charming character out of him.
Oh yeah. after the initial like kind of
Yeah, after
filming
the
of it all.
initial clash between them, they'll learn how to
Yeah.
communicate and learn how to work with each other. And it's
Oh.
that sounds like James Gunn's MO, but whether I was thinking maybe that, this pocket universe that's open could lead to a crisis event eventually. I feel like that's
Um, what, okay, based on the little information that we do have, but kind of the Easter eggs that we've seen in the movie, like with Maxwell Lord and Lord Tech, and it kind of seems to have a JLI kind of vibe. Um,
yes.
what are the odds that we are headed towards Infinite Crisis being the first big event for this?
Ooh.
And if it is Infinite Crisis, do you think we see like a heel turn with Lord and he kills Ted Cord after they've introduced him because it makes way for Blue Beetle?
See, I
Um,
think you're onto something there because we've already done Crisis on Infinite Earths with like the CW and like the TV, and I think we shouldn't be doing that. But I actually think I actually think he's going to go Final Crisis. I think that will be the dark
okay.
side. I think that would James Gunn is very Morrison inspired. Very Morrison
No,
inspired.
yeah, but he's also like the only reason I say JLI is because like
I love JLI though, and
and
I think
like
I think I
Infinite
think we are
Crisis
going to get that.
is it kind of seems like that's like kind of the foundation for this right now. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like especially because you've got the corporate heroes with Terrific and Hawk Girl and Green Lantern, and they're all ran by Maxwell Lord and his company. So, like, if you already have him as a big player in this field, and you start introducing more independent heroes like the Blue Beetles, like Superman, like other people coming in and showing these heroes that there are other ways to, operate, I don't think it's impossible that we see a major heel turn with Lord later on, and that sets the stage for Infinite Crisis. But if Gunn is more of a fan of Morrison stuff, it's also entirely possible that we get a Final Crisis. But it would be silly to kill Batman if and that's
I don't think they would
completely
do that, but I do think
providing it's a
like
more truthful adaptation. But I don't think it will be.
I do think the whole thing of, you know, dark side dark side's basically,
Oh.
influence can like just take over somebody's body and possess somebody, and basically dark side's like true form I could totally see James Gunn pulling out true form dark side and all that.
Okay, then do you think this is made
Like the whole multi, like in Final Crisis, literally Barry and Wally are like
right?
at each other about like, hey, like Darkseid dying is dragging down the
Do
entire
you think that's
multiverse.
like their end game,
Yeah, I think the end game
their
is, of
Infinity War
course,
end game?
I think so. I think we're gonna get
So
a
then I would say maybe the midway point would be something along the lines of Infinite Crisis, and that's our first like event.
yeah, I
I
would
don't
say
know. Something just sticks. I just really think that it seems like because it's a relatively, I don't want to say low stakes, but compared to like Final Crisis
yeah.
or something else where it's like at that really high cosmic
I
like
think if he were to
grandiose
do
level.
anything with Darkseid, it's gonna be Final Crisis for sure.
Yeah. I mean, it would be that or Dark Side War, I feel like.
Yeah,
But I don't think that's really recent. There's a lot that you have to put in there, I think, and that's just like
yeah.
I think this for this universe, that doesn't really seem like something that is going to happen. You
Mhm.
know what I mean?
I mean, I would love to eventually just get a New Gods show, movie, something just for the New Gods, just to, hey, this is what's happening above the DC multiverse in this little area with Apocalypse and New Genesis, and this is
Dude,
what's going on.
it's like a fourth World Series would be crazy.
It would be awesome. And I think James
Oh,
Gunn is crazy enough to do it. I do.
oh,
I think,
absolutely. Well,
yeah,
yeah, I mean, you already have a lot of that. You have that stuff that's already like they were already writing a New Gods movie. Like Tom King was attached to it.
good. Give me it.
Oh, let him keep doing it.
Yeah, please
Oh,
keep going.
dang it, dude.
But I I really did love I because I do see your JLI thing with that Guy Gardner straight out of Giffin's. That's Giffin's Guy Gardner right there.
Yes.
That's literally Keith Giffin's Guy Gardner. Like I do see that whole I don't know, that way that was portrayed really did give me that vibe that like JLI will eventually happen.
Do you, okay, I guess maybe let me change that. Do you think maybe we'll see a version of both JLA and JLI coexisting? Because this universe already seems fairly alive, and if you have characters that have already they're already established and they are lower tier characters, and you're setting up your top tier characters for the Justice League, the main Justice League, I don't think it's impossible to have the two teams running around together at the same time,
Yeah,
especially if they're trying to differentiate from the MCU.
right. I mean, they'd be dumb not to do that because so many of us grew up on the JLU series too, where we had the Watchtower and we had everybody up there.
Right.
So I think eventually it will happen, you know.
Oh,
Whether
right.
like a Justice League stays on Earth and then there's like a JLI in space.
Mhm.
I think something like that, like a JLI like in space where like at any point they could just drop down wherever they need to go, like from the Watchtower, you know what I mean? And
Right.
I think that'd be great, and just have like the big hitters, because I just don't really like. I'm gonna get into this with Ultraman here, but it's the same thing that MCU does. It's like, hey, the Thunderbolts are the new Avengers, and it's like, like no, the Illuminati's the new Avengers, and the Illuminatis are like the top guns of Marvel, like the
Right.
heavy, like the brilliant minds, the heavy hitters, the ones that have, you know what I mean? So it's like
Right.
and that's what I feel like I hate about this is like Ultraman. Now it's like, damn it. Now I feel like you just ruled out us getting like any Earth 3 Ultraman now.
See, I don't feel that way.
No,
No.
because he had the U and everything. It
Well,
was like
right, because but think about it this way. The Ultra in this kind of seems like Lex, the ego. Like, well, if I can't have Super, I'm gonna have Ultra. You know what
yes.
I mean? Like
What's better than Super Ultra?
Ultra. Or exactly, right. So like and then if let's say they do an Earth 3 storyline later on down the line, it could be really Lex being like, wow, there really is an Ultraman out there. Like I was onto something. Like it could be such a big stroke of his ego.
Could be, yeah.
You know what I mean? And then
Oh,
yeah, you could do a lot with that, I feel like. But I don't know. I don't think it ruined it, but I also feel like maybe that's not as likely to happen anymore.
yeah. Because I mean, just like I don't know the Ultraman thing, where it was just like, hey, his name's Ultraman. He's obviously not Ultraman. He's
Yeah.
probably Bizarro, but we don't know that yet. And then it's like this Black Noir reveal. It's just like I don't know, like
I
all
don't
of that
believe
for
it.
some reason just didn't really
Yeah,
vibe
no, I
me
got you.
well. But
Um, music was crazy, dude.
yes, yes, music was great.
So
And it's the first time I've heard James Gunn really hold back on playing, you know,
yeah.
playing some hits.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There are a couple of good songs in there, but yeah, for the most
Yeah.
part, just the score. All
Hmm.
right. I guess final couple of things.
Hmm.
Um, what do we think about Lois?
Oh, I love her. I thought
She
she
was
was great.
spectacular.
Yeah, I no, I thought she nailed it. I thought
She
that
was
that
great.
that
Yeah,
that
she was
felt like
absolutely
nailed.
incredible.
I was like, that's totally Lois. Her getting into trouble for Clark,
Yeah, her attitude with Clark, like kind of the back and forth.
her pushing him,
Yeah,
that's one thing I feel like hasn't been portrayed
in a while.
Superman like loves Lois because she challenges him.
Right.
And I feel like she nailed that. And it wasn't
So
even
good.
like in a bad way where it was just kind of like, hey, okay, you want me to? Okay. But it's more of like, hey, like she's gentle and loving, but she's like, hey, you want me to push? I'll
Yeah,
push. So but it's very, I loved it too. They've only been together for a little bit, and I
couple
loved
months, I
that.
think they said at that point.
What's that?
Couple months they were together, I think, by
Yeah, I
that
think
point.
like 3 months. So that's pretty interesting, right? So that means we had a three.
Not even just 3 months. She knew he was Superman too.
Exactly. So that means they were probably friends.
for quite
know?
some time already.
Yeah, she was probably calling him Smallville, like, like a year or two ago. Who
Mhm.
knows? But
Yeah,
I
she's
love that it basically it went from like him being like, "Hey, I love you, Lois," without any expectation because Superman doesn't have any expectations. And he basically says that, and then basically once this whole thing happens, she sticks her nose in to save Clark, and then that's when she
mhm.
realizes, like, okay,
I do love him,
yeah, I love him. Obviously, I wouldn't do all this crazy stuff if I
yeah.
didn't,
Right. No, she
So
she absolutely nailed that role. It was
yeah,
so good. All
yeah,
right. How are we feeling about David Corn Sweat as Superman?
loved him.
Dude, so good.
Yeah, I loved him.
So good.
I thought he nailed it.
The
And
mannerisms, the switch up from Clark to Superman is so good.
yeah, yeah, that's nuts too. Like the switch up from Clark to Superman was crazy because like you could tell that that's like All-Star Superman because like that's
Yeah.
Frank quietly
And
was like
and and
drawing
such a and
Clark like hunched.
Such a Reeves thing to do also like in the moment like oh,
Yeah. But I mean it's like Frank
brilliant.
quietly who was drawing
Right.
like Clark like hunched.
Hunched over and like shying like away.
Yeah, and it was like I feel like that was like really here. It was awesome. You know, it's so cool, man, because this is like the Superman I've just been asking for, man.
Oh,
Like,
I know.
like ever like it sucks because of 2013. Like I remember leaving the theater like
And it's so
Superman doesn't
disappointing, man.
kill. Like Superman doesn't kill. And then
Yeah, well, like I didn't.
I left the theater this time like hopeful, like happy,
Yes, dude.
like it was
Yes.
awesome. And I'm like, this is how I'm supposed to leave a Superman
What
movie.
really okay, and like not to like compare this to Man of Steel, but like what really pissed me off about Man of Steel, yes, killing Zod, yes, but also like it's the tornado scene for me.
Yeah, that's dumb.
And this is a hill I will literally die on because I feel like we're probably gonna see Pa Kent die in the DCU.
Eventually.
If we do, we know how he's gonna die. He's not gonna die because he sacrificed himself to a tornado that Clark could have easily ran or flew him away from, and nobody else would have seen it happen. Therefore, his identity would have been safe, and it would have been a non-issue with revealing himself too soon to the world, like Kevin Costner said he didn't want him to do. But that's neither here nor there. When Pod dies, it's because of his heart issue.
Yes.
And the whole point of that is to show that Clark literally cannot save everybody. Like, and when you take away that lesson from the person that's like that can do everything and effectively feels like he can save everyone from everything, and you pose it and you put like make it a very personal touch on it, and it's his father, and he can't solve the problem.
Yeah.
Like it's a hard lesson for him to learn, but he has to learn it.
Yeah.
But when you take that away and you turn it into Kevin Costner saying, "Just stay right there while this tornado eats me up," it's not a big deal. It's just stupid. Like, and people and we wonder why people make fun of that movie and some of the decisions that Zack Snyder made with Superman because it's stuff like that.
Yeah.
Especially now that we've seen this Superman.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
and like that's not again, that's like I'm not trying to rip on Man of Steel. I think there are good parts of Man of Steel. I think it is good for what it is, but also there's so much that's missing from it. That'll
And
make it Superman.
another reason why I think Homeboy is going to come back is because if he doesn't come back, then that means Clark killed him. And I don't think Clark killed him
Big
because Clark doesn't kill people. So, whether that black hole could be to the Phantom Zone, could be to who knows, Bizarro World,
yeah.
but I don't think that Clark killed him
No,
because
I mean
that's
hell, we
they're not going
may
to make Clark a murderer.
could you imagine if we don't even see him in Superman again? He shows up in like a Justice League movie and he has the Legion of Doom.
That'd be insane.
That'll be fire, dude.
Or Lex finds him, goes out and finds him and brings
Oh,
him
even
back.
better, dude, and recruits him.
Yeah.
That'll be sick.
Yeah.
So many potential ideas, dude. I'm
Yeah.
here for it.
I don't know. I'm very hopeful. I loved it. I'm gonna go see it again this weekend. Uh, can't wait. Um,
So good, dude.
yeah, it was funny. We saw it in IMAX, and 10 minutes into the movie, I'm like lifting up the IMAX glass and I'm like, this, I don't think the IMAX is on. And then they pause the movie and they were like, hey, so uh if we want to turn the 3D on, we have to restart the movie with the previews and everything with it on. So when you guys get out of here, you guys are gonna get free IMAX tickets to see it again. I was like, oh, cool. So I just got to see it. So yeah, we're gonna go this weekend and see it again, free in
Nice.
IMAX. So we got a
Hell
pretty good
yeah.
showing for free. So that was
Hell,
cool.
hell yeah, dude. That's dope.
Yeah. So I was like, that's cool.
That's tight, dude. That's gonna be sick.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go over in Riverbank. We're gonna go. So.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, I've been twice already. Oh, so good. I want to go see it again though.
Yeah, dude, I loved it. I've been saying nothing but great things. Even the things that I complain about are very tiny nitpicks.
Yeah, you know what
They're
I mean?
very
Like
tiny nitpicks. They
it's kind of like relieving just to be able to like one to be able to nitpick and it not be like anything major. Like you know
yeah,
what I mean? Like to one basically in it's like a 9 out of 10 if I had to put a rating on it, you know what I mean? Like to go into a movie with I guess cautiously optimistic and then it's exceeding all my expectations. I guess what I'm trying to say is it's nice to go into a superhero movie that's not bad, and then I have a bunch of nitpicking issues on top of all of the major flaws that I already find in it.
right.
So like, you know, this is a relief and it's really good, and I want to see more of this kind of stuff in the DCU.
And this is what happens when you make characterization like number one. This is you get this overwhelming response because it's like this is the Superman we've all been asking for. And anybody that is a Superman fan from the comics knows that. Like, this is the
Yeah.
feeling that you should get from Superman. And,
Hmm.
Superman shouldn't be an edge lord that's
Nah,
wearing
but
dark clothes. And, he should be, a bright colored, somewhat silly dude. Like,
yeah, yeah. Right. And all that being said, Superman should be punk rock.
yes,
So that's
kindness is the
all I've
new
got.
punk rock. And I agree with that.
Hell yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's cool to be punk rock, you guys.
Yep.
But I think that's all I've got for tonight.
Pretty much, man. That same.
If you haven't seen Superman, go see Superman. If you haven't read anything of the Power Fantasy, go read the Power Fantasy. If you're still reading Absolute Superman, keep on trucking.
Yeah, hang in there with us.
Dark Patterns is a banger. If you haven't read
Yeah.
that, read that now. I don't care
And,
what you're doing, go read that shit.
and Jeremy doesn't even
If
like Batman.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So if I'm telling you to read that, you'd probably go read it.
Yeah.
But it's late. That's all I got. So peace out.
Stay safe, guys.